Hello, hope you're doing fine. So, in the last video, we discussed about self inquiry. And when you go into self inquiry, you will encounter the void. Hmm. So, one thing you must understand is that anytime you are pursuing any sort of meditative technique, you already have divine assistance. That's why you are pursuing the technique. Mm, Whatever technique you are pursuing must be introduced to humanity by some guru, right? So it depends upon the technique you have adopted and the guru. Mm. Sometimes what happens is that the individual is actually under the wings of some great master, huh? But he is not aware of it. So instead of pursuing their technique, he is pursuing some other technique, and maybe he is meant for self inquiry, but currently he is doing pranayama and hatha yoga, and venturing into kriya yoga and all. So what will happen is this master will let him do whatever he wants to do. Because this is in the prarabdha karma, in the destiny of this individual, that he will pursue this technique for such amount of time. Then he will come back to the original technique after this and many years. So, anytime you are trying to transcend Maya, you are trying to gain peace, whether temporarily or permanently. You always have divine assistance, because these gurus, they are not apart from you. They are a part of you. They are your consciousness. So you always have assistance available. So now what happens is, anytime you start to pursue self-inquiry, Guru knows. He is notified. Okay, these many people are pursuing self-inquiry. These are in the beginners stage. These are in the later stages, and these are the ones who are just about to transcend. So Guru, he is the Guru, and he deals with all of us. We are in different batches. It is like a Gurukul. It's just that we are not aware of it because we cannot see it. So you do not have to worry that you will be lost in the void, or you will be caught up in some other state of awareness. You don't have to worry about these things. Your Guru is here to protect you always. So, the first time I performed self inquiry when I was really young, it was successful because I was caught up in silence and my sense organs were shut down. In those moments, I could not receive samsara, receive information from samsara. Hmm? And I kept on going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into silence. Huh? And that silence was available to me throughout my life. So now, when I performed self inquiry again in the year 2021, around December, I performed it just once or twice because I was already in the state that we are not the doer. Hmm? This understanding and illumination had already occurred to me that we are not the doer. So my sadhana had dropped naturally. Hmm. But the mind is resistant. Mind has learned that you will have to make efforts in order to be self realized because it is such a great thing. How can a how can something so great be available to you so easily? You have not suffered yet. You have not struggled yet. Hmm. So this is the understanding of the mind. Now I'm trying to self-inquire and it's not happening. How can it happen? When you have lost willpower, when you know you are not the doer, how can it happen? So I would still try to pursue self-inquiry and then I would get confused. Hmm? I would get confused in two internal situations or two internal states of awareness. So, what will happen is you will recognize, you will start catching subtle states. Hmm. So, when you ask, who am I? When you try to inquire within yourself that this mind, where is it originating from? Where has it come from? Hmm? Because when I was asleep, there was no mind, and yet I was peaceful. And when I woke up, I again became restless. This way, when you inquire within the self, what happens is you start to encounter different sensations. Hmm? And then you will get confused what to do, how to pursue next, what sensation to follow. Because for 3 to 4 days, this phase lasted just for 3 to 4 days with me, if I'm not wrong. Huh? So I would write down in order to talk to Bhagwan that, dear Bhagwan, today I practiced self inquiry and I was not able to do so because of my own incompetencies. And I got two responses. Hmm? I still got two responses while pursuing self inquiry. So, when I asked myself, who am I? And when I tried to investigate whether am I this body, am I this mind, am I these sense organs that are receiving information from the world? Who am I? So, when I started to inquire thus, what happened was I was presented with two subtle sensations. Now, Bhagwan, I don't know which one to follow, because if I follow this one for 6 months and then I realize that no, it is not yielding any result for me, and then I'll start following this one, and then I'll realize that oh, I have been practicing this for another year, and both of these sensations, they are just an illusion. What will I do then, Bhagwan? I would have wasted another year of my life. What am I doing? And so I would write it down in my diary, and I had no idea that I will receive the response from Bhagwan. And for the next entire day, I would just sit like this, completely disappointed in myself, helpless, hopeless that I can't proceed further. Even though I completed it when I was young. So now I am sitting, feeling tormented by Maya. And the next day, when I again went to Ramanashram and sat down and tried to pursue self inquiry, what happened was, out of these two sensations, my mind automatically went after the second one. Now, I won't be able to explain to you what these sensations were. They were occurring within the psyche. And they are so subtle, there are no words to explain it. And if I try to explain it, you will be further illusioned. So let us not think that what are those sensations. Don't worry about it. All you must understand from this example is that you will be presented with different answers when you pursue self inquiry, because every time you ask something, you raise a question, mind is prompted to give you a response. Now, this response may come in the form of imagery, thought, sensation, some memory. Memory, as in, what will happen is you are going deep into self inquiry, trying to find out who you actually are. Why do you feel so limited in samsara when all these ascended masters have been telling that you are limitless, you are a boundless being, you are Brahman himself? Where is Brahman? Why can I not experience myself in my complete glory? When you thus encounter, mind will either help you, or mind will pose more obstacles in the form of distractions. So you are trying to find out, who am I? And your mind is showing you an image when you were in 5th standard or 6th standard and you fell down in front of everyone, and you were insulted. People were laughing at you. You even got bullied because of it. So, if your mind is rebelling against you, you will be presented with distractions. But if your mind is being helpful to you, then you will receive the response, right response. So, for example, I received two sensations. I was caught up in two sensations, this one to follow or this one to follow. And I was threatened that I will lose another year of my life. And I will follow the wrong sensation, and later on I will realize that I made a mistake. So now what? So I prayed to Bhagwan And because there is faith for the Guru, what happened was Guru responded. Hmm. Now the link, the link between you and the Guru is always going to be faith. The stronger your faith is, the better you will progress faster. Huh? Faith is actually innocence. Hmm. You have trust in someone who is not present in physical form. That in itself is an indicator of intelligence, because currently you have faith in samsara, that samsara is real, whereas the samsara is entirely non-real. Huh? But the Guru, who is consciousness itself, is real. So your bridge between you and the Guru is faith. Hmm. So now understand one thing. Even in samsara, if you want to associate with a person who has a high status, how will you associate with them? Can you associate with them by criticizing them? Even if you do this way, will you have their company? Will they sit with you? Huh? Will they be present with you, thinking that yes, you are worthy of their presence? If you keep on criticizing them, or if you keep on insulting them, humiliating them, there are so many people who are bashing celebrities on Twitter or other platforms. So, these people, do they have the luxury of spending time with these celebrities? No, they don't. Hmm? Because the link is not of love and friendship and faith. Hmm. If they try to connect with their favorite celebrity via love and appreciation, there is a chance that this celebrity will someday come across that, oh, there is a fan of me who loves me dearly. Wow, he's so appreciative of me. Why don't I ask him to meet me? Why don't I invite him? Hmm. This happens even with celebrities. So, who do you think these ascended masters are? They are the superstars. Huh? In order to connect with them, you have to associate with them via faith, devotion, love, appreciation. That is the only way. Otherwise, there are so many people who have faith in these masters. If you don't have faith, why will they come after you in order to help you? Is it not wise on their part to wait for you so that you can naturally cultivate faith and then they can contact you? Hmm. So, an aspirant who has faith, who is naturally devoted to the Guru, is known to be ripe. He is ripe for liberation. It will take some time. It may take one or two births as well, but that doesn't matter. His faith indicates his ripeness, his spiritual maturity. Hmm. But what happens with people who are short on faith? What happens is, first the Guru has to cultivate faith in them. The Guru has to show them that yes, you can have faith in me. Yes, you can trust me. Yes, I am the Lord of this universe. The Guru has to say all these things. Guru has to demonstrate some of his abilities in front of you so that you can have faith. When Guru demonstrates his abilities in front of you, what happens is your mind gets overwhelmed. That is the moment when your mind realizes that a higher power actually exists. Till now, you have just been listening about it, but now you have witnessed it, and now mind is overwhelmed. And a guru who is who is God Himself will never miss out on this opportunity of hammering your ego, hammering your mind when your mind is overwhelmed. Hmm. And then faith will be cultivated. Hmm. So ego is required to be squashed. Huh? Because there is no faith. If there is faith, what will happen is Guru will keep on working on your faith, and your faith will get bigger and bigger and bigger in size, and thus your ego will get shrunken. Huh? And then one day your faith will annihilate the ego. Hmm? Because until unless this happens, that ego is small and faith is big, as big as Arunachala. Huh? Until unless this state occurs, true knowledge cannot be absorbed by you. Wisdom cannot be imparted to you until unless this state occurs. Hmm. You know how self realization actually occurs. All this that has been happening, all sadhakas you see and you will come in contact with if you go to Ramanashram and any pilgrim, if you go there, you will realize that sadhakas are stuck in different stages of sadhana. Hmm? It is not wise to say whether these people are ripe or not. It is not up to us to make this judgment call. Alright? I'm just giving you this example. Hmm. So we can see that people are stuck in different stages of sadhana. But all of these stages are actually one. From the perspective of the Guru, actually, Guru is waiting for that one moment, just one moment where he can strike down your ego. And for that one moment, he waits patiently for several lifetimes. Huh? So that he can meet you in that one moment where your mind is totally receptive, completely in his ability to absorb. And then what happens is, Guru just says one time, you are not this body, you are not this mind, you are Brahman himself. Find out who you are. Guru picks out the moment, and when he says so, what happens is, because you are already faithful to the Guru, you are already obedient. Huh? What is obedience? Obedience is your ability, your willingness to follow command, to follow orders of higher authority. Hmm? So now you are in the moment where your mind is displaying obedience. In that moment, when Guru says these words, what happens is, mind follows the command. So, faith, obedience, devotion, these are your links. These, these actually are the vehicle that will lead you to the Guru. Hmm? And then Guru will pick the moment. Okay, this is the moment. I will strike here, right here in this moment. Huh? And now this strike or this blow from the Guru may arrive in the form of sudden realization, or in the form of his own imagery. You may think that, oh, my Guru is standing right in front of me. Huh? It can happen in any way, but it will lead you to sudden realization that you are indeed Brahman. You are not this body. Huh? So, your faith and devotion are required to smoothly progress on this path. So, now what we were talking about, two sensations. You will be presented with two sensations or four sensations or responses from the mind. If mind is being helpful to the process of self-inquiry, what will happen is, your mind will quickly receive instructions from the Guru. I have been receiving instructions all along. All along. I am nothing without his instructions. Even today, every day, I receive instructions. It is my way of feeling that I am in his company. Even though I have Spurana, this should be enough. But if this was enough, I would have become self-realized by now. You see, mind conditioned to think that we are the body, we are the mind, this false reality. And so, my Guru has to be in constant interaction with me so that I can calm down, I can feel relaxed. Otherwise, samsara will start projecting its harsh realities upon me. You have not achieved this, you have not done this, you are being criticized, you are this, you are that. And what will happen is, all these realities will start manifesting in my physical reality. because now mind has gained strength. Hmm. This is the reason why I actually don't have memories, and whatever memories are left, they are not stored with emotion. They are emotionless memories. Huh? So now, even if I am reminded of some past scenario, there is no emotion attached to it. So it doesn't do any harm to me. Because if I think about it, it will happen again. Mind actually becomes a magnet and it starts attracting. Hmm? So, in order for the Guru to help you, you need to learn to be faithful. How? Now, let us read what Bhagavan has said. But I am pausing for a second. Alright? Yeah. So, Bhagavan is saying there are two ways of achieving surrender. One is looking into the source of the I and merging into that source. The other is feeling I am helpless myself. God alone is all powerful, and except by throwing myself completely on Him, there is no other means of safety for me. Hmm? And thus, gradually developing the conviction that God alone exists and the ego does not count. Both methods lead to the same goal. Complete surrender is another name for jnana or liberation. Hmm. So, what is Bhagavan saying? There are two ways. One is looking into the source of the I and merging into that source. Hmm. What is this? Looking into the source of the I and merging into that source. It is self inquiry. Hmm? So, there are two ways of achieving surrender. So, self inquiry also is a method of surrendering ourselves to the Guru, to the God. Huh? If you can cultivate faith, you don't even require self inquiry. Hmm? If you can say, I am helpless, and instead of throwing myself completely on Him, there is no other means of safety for me. If you can have such emotions and if you arrive at this understanding, you will become liberated. Hmm. So, self inquiry is a method through which we learn to surrender ourselves. So, what happens is the sadhaka starts with this fire within himself. I will find out who I am. Hmm. And then he goes into self inquiry. So, what happened with me was I went to Tiru thinking that I will become a sadhaka and I will do this, I will do that, and I will find out who I am. This guru has been saying for the past 6 months. He's telling it to me in my ear. Find out who you are. Because I had been listening to YouTube videos. Hmm? And now he's telling me, find out who you are. Now I am going to find out who I am. So I went there with a lot of willpower that yes, I can do it. But then When I went into self inquiry, I realized I can't do it. And that is the point where Guru strikes. Hmm. So each time in self inquiry, if you feel discouraged, it is fine. Don't take it as your failure. It is good. All you have to do is couple up that failure with faith on the Guru. You feel failure on your part, but you have complete faith in your Guru's ability to show you the right path. You have faith in his compassion that he will love you no matter what, no matter how big of a failure you are, no matter how big of a sinner you are. Huh? So when you have this faith, you are always connected to the Guru. Yeah. So, and thus gradually developing the conviction that God alone exists and the ego does not count. So, what happens is the size of your ego will shrunken bit by bit, and your faith will start getting bigger and bigger in size. And that is the moment when you will come closer to the Guru and you will actually feel his presence, because you will realize that every time I'm stuck in self inquiry, I receive help. I receive mental help. Where is this help coming from? Where is it coming from? It is coming from the Guru. So now, people who are in old age, they will not have so much mental strength to pursue self inquiry. Self inquiry requires a lot of suppression of vasanas. So now you are not suppressing the vasana actually, but you are pointing the mind away from vasana. You are pointing the mind towards Atman, Brahman, and Brahman is Nirgun. So now what? So you are pointing the mind away from vasana, and this pointing, this changing the course of the mind, it requires strength. You will have to suppress a lot of vasana. And how will you do it when your life force is weak in old age? A wise thing to do, wisest thing is to allow the Guru to suppress your vasanas. He is waiting, already waiting for you to calm down, to settle down. All right, just sit quiet, keep still. I will do the rest. Bhagwan has said this. Just keep quiet, be still. Bhagwan will do the rest. And this keeping quiet is the most difficult thing for us. Huh? Because we don't have faith in the Guru. We want to take matters in our own hands. We want to control the situation. We want to control the narrative that my life should look like this. That I went into self inquiry and I excelled at it in just first attempt or within 100 attempts. Leave out all narratives. If you actually want to experience your true self, which is permanent bliss, you know how helpless I feel because I am not a self realized being. I cannot instantly put you in that state. Hmm? I cannot just look at you and instantly transfer you to the state of samadhi. I feel helpless because I can't do it even for myself. And I want to help, but I am of no help. So now imagine the misery, suffering of the Guru who is a self realized being, but he still cannot help. Why? Because you don't want help. And Guru will never intervene until unless you actually want intervention. If you think you can do it, he will allow you to do it. Huh? And what will happen is, like a toddler who is trying to tie his shoelace, who says, I can do it, I will do it, ah, I will do it. बच्चे कहते हैं ना आप ही. Hmm? So you are being stubborn like that. And now the Guru is looking at you and you are tying your shoelace, you don't even know how to do it. And then you'll get up, you'll walk 2 steps, and then you'll fall down again. And the Guru will again look at you. Maybe this time my child is allowing me to intervene. But you will, I will do it. So now you want to do it again. So until unless you fall down 3 to 4 times, you will not allow the Guru to do it. And Guru knows it. So the Guru will not intervene. So faith. Have faith. Faith has no side effects. Actually, it has one side effect. Now, what will you tell everyone? Now that you have faith in the Guru, आप संसार को क्या मुंह दिखाएंगे? Now you have to tell everyone that you are not an intellectual being anymore. You are turning towards superstitions. Now all intellectuals are going to laugh at you. Can you handle that? See, faith is not for everyone. Faith is an act of rebelliousness. In a samsara that is constantly projecting illusions, you are choosing the path of being disillusioned. It will take some time to reach from destination A to destination B. And people will think that you are walking alone. Even you will think you are walking alone. You cannot see that you are sitting on the shoulder of the Guru and you are looking at the world through his eyes. When Guru wants you to see in this direction, he will simply turn and you will see in that direction. So people cannot see, but you can. So there is a side effect of having faith. But once you reach from destination A to destination B, the suffering ends. And this journey of self-realization, it has an end. People think that, oh, you are following spirituality. Oh, so that's how your life's gonna look like for the next 50 years, 40 years, 60 years. Because people think that there is no end to this journey. Faith, complete faith, is the end of the journey. And if you can cultivate that faith in this moment, right here, right now, that will be the end. Guru is only waiting for a single moment where you have complete faith in him and he can strike down your ego. Hmm. Even self inquiry is actually a method of cultivating faith. And the moment your faith has matured, the sadhana will drop by itself. Hmm. In that moment, your life will start functioning automatically. It is Everything is happening automatically even now. Only you are not aware of it. But when that moment comes, you can see now you are out of the matrix. You have faith. Your sadhana has matured. Now you can see everything is happening automatically on its own. And then that is the moment of sudden realization. Huh. So have faith, pursue self inquiry so that Guru can respond. Hmm? I'm hungry. Okay, I'm going now. Take care, and I'll see you on Friday, and we'll touch self inquiry one more time. Hmm? There are certain angles of self inquiry which we haven't discussed yet. And with that, there is one more topic I want to introduce about self realization. So, take care and bye.